U.S. citizen Amanda Knox and her former Italian boyfriend, Raffaele Sollecito, were acquitted of the crime on appeal in 2011, after 4 years in custody. But that ruling was dismissed as flawed last year by the Supreme Court and a new appeal ordered. Ms. Knox has not returned to Italy for the case. Both plead their innocence. If they are convicted again, they can lodge appeals with the Court of Cassation, as the Supreme Court is known formally, which will have the final say. The Court of Cassation overturned their acquittals last March after an appeal by prosecutors, who argued that important DNA evidence had been disregarded. If Ms. Knox is convicted, Italy may face a legal battle to extradite her from the U.S. Prosecutors have asked for a 30-year prison sentence for her and a 26-year sentence for Mr. Sollecito. DNA evidence. Miss Kercher, from Cowlesden in South London and 21 at the time, was found with her throat cut in a flat she shared with Miss Knox in the college city of Perugia, in the central region of Umbria. She suffered a slow, agonizing death, a coroner's report found. Ivorian drifter Rudy Guede was convicted of her murder at a separate trial and sentenced to 16 years in prison. Prosecutors sought to prove Miss Kercher had died in a sex game involving Miss Knox and Mr. Sollecito that had gone wrong. They pointed to a bra clasp belonging to Miss Kercher where Mr. Sollecito's DNA was allegedly found. They also maintained that Miss Knox's DNA had been on the handle of a kitchen knife used in the attack, with Miss Kercher's DNA on the blade. In addition, traces of Miss Knox's blood and footprints were allegedly found in the house. Arrested days after the murder, Miss Knox and Mr. Sollecito were tried and convicted in November 2009. You didn't kill. In 2011, an 8-member jury cleared both defendants of Miss Kercher's murder after doubts were raised over procedures used to gather DNA evidence. Ordering a retrial last year, the Court of Cassation moved proceedings from Umbria to Florence, in the northern region of Tuscany. Last month, Miss Knox, now 26 and living in Seattle, sent a 5-page email to the court to explain her reasons for refusing to return to Italy from the U.S. "I didn't kill," she wrote. "I didn't rape. I didn't rob. I didn't plot. I didn't instigate. I didn't kill Meredith. I am not present in court because I am afraid. I am afraid that the vehemence of the prosecution will make an impression on you, that their smoke will get in your eyes and blind you." If she is reconvicted of the murder, Miss Knox could fight her extradition to Italy in a U.S. court. If Mr. Sollecito, 29, is reconvicted, the court in Florence could ask for him to be arrested or placed under a travel ban pending the Court of Cassation's decision. He told the court in November that it made no real sense for him to have committed such an atrocious act. He is likely to remain at home to avoid the media scrum when the verdicts are announced, his father was quoted as saying by AFP news agency. Members of Miss Kercher's family are expected to be in court, the agency adds.